Team Fortress 2, yar, for the summer update. Yar, maybe I might get another achievement in this darn game, yar. I'm actually, today is also, another fun fact about this stream, we are streaming on X. We're streaming on X.com. Formerly known as Twitter. And Vine, I guess, also, as of today as well. Some other stuff's going on there, who knows? You know what's funny? The fact that all this Vine stuff is going down. It is interesting how that talk about Vine has come back up, because I guess supposedly they found the fucking vault or whatever, the server that had all the Vine videos, which, you know, they probably were looking at it with like, wow, wait a minute, was Vine just used to upload child pornography? I'm kidding. Today I'm drinking a water. Yeah, I'm drinking hard water, hard iced tea, twisted tea water. That's what the can says. It says half water and half lemonade. So we'll see. We'll see what this is like. Ooh, Aquarius. Already an awesome map to hop into. First game of the stream. I'm hoping we're at least joining in the beginning of a game of Aquarius. I do like that. Honestly, my biggest complaint about this map is that the water part, there's not enough of it. There's not enough of a water part. I want there to be more water part. Like, it doesn't feel like you're there for that long in the water part. Interesting how this map also indicates that this is off the coast of Florida somewhere. The Megalodon being in the Atlantic? I guess that makes sense. Aren't great whites only in the Pacific or the Atlantic as well? I think they've been known to be in the Atlantic at times. Yarg, matey! Yarg, the water part. Oh, Nike, that's a red. No, that's a, yeah. Alright, we're gonna make our way over there. I should probably not use the classic anymore. Ooh. Shut up. Okay, nope. Not doing that. Into the water, yarg! I'm gonna stop doing the pirate bit. That is getting old. How about the... Oh, you know what? Actually, oh my god. The gears in my head just like... That's crazy that the bottom parts of the shoe are actually detailed like that also. But I was gonna say... Soldier, that sniper's a spy. That sniper is a spy! That was honestly not a bad Soldier impression, if I had to give myself... I'd probably give that like a 6 out of 10. This is the spot to be, though. I want to be in the water as with the classic. Could you imagine? Oh, can you shoot? Oh, can you not shoot it in the water? Oh my goodness. Wait, really? Stop. Wait. Can you not do that? Wait, what? Am I nuts? Headshots fully charge and fire independent zoom. Wow, that's interesting. That's not mentioned on this at all. Oh wait, hold on. Wow, interesting. So the only way to get a charged shot underwater is you got to charge it up before.
Teleporter's back up. And
you basically just kind of sink. No, you don't get a shot. Hold on, wait. So I have to be on land and get in the water. Slow as fuck, by the way. No, you can't fire it. Or you can? Okay, you can here. Soldier just subscribed. Thank you. We need a Team Fortress 2 mobile. There is a Team Fortress 2 mobile, to my understanding. Thank you for subscribing. I'd like to craft a little hat every time I get a subscriber. Nice. We got the Wolfenstein. Okay, I can shoot outside of the water. That's confirmed. I can shoot swimming in the water here at this level, but the moment I swim down here, what the? I need more testing time. Hold on, that's weird. Sorry, Solar. I know that this might be boring as fuck. I just don't recall. I don't recall that this gun couldn't work underwater like that. I feel like an idiot now that I just like spent that much time in a live game doing that. That's probably experimentation you'd do, like open up like your own separate server to do. But I'm not familiar with this. Soldier, were you aware of this? Am I crazy that you couldn't? I'm having a hard time firing the classic underwater, and I don't know why that is. I could charge it. It charges just fine. I'm not sure if that's a glitch or if that is actually an aspect of the weapon. I want to say it's a glitch, though. I want to say it's a glitch. We're gonna ask the game chat here.
Competition begin. 6 seconds.
So I'm underwater. I charged it before I jumped. I'm having a hard time. So if I'm on the floor, though... Okay, hold on. I see. I can't be floating and doing this, though. You have to be on the floor. So that's okay, that's an interesting feature of this gun, then. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that might have been boring, but I had to figure that out. Everyone seems to... I was just having a hard time using it, though. I wasn't sure if that was a glitch or not, but I guess it's not. I guess part of it is that you have to be standing still to... You probably have to be standing completely still to, like, get the charge to start. Okay. Now that I know how this gun works... That was the challenge at first. It was like, why am I not shooting it? Seems to be a problem. Okay. We're going to be coral. We're going to go ahead and be coral. I want to blend in as much as possible at this part of the map. And we're going to have to be coral to do that. Where would coral... I feel like the best coral spot... Arguably right here. I need to be on the floor. I need to be absolutely on the floor, though. That is a big part of this thing. Okay. Off to a ripping start so far. Can't crouch. This is the lowest I can go. I do believe there's like kind of an intro part to this, though. But we're gonna play very far back. I want to get a kill underwater with the classic now. This is like my dream. Where do they come out of? Oh, was that literally where they start? Alright, let's start. Alright. Actually, this might be the better spot. Because they're not looking here. Alright, we're shooting the blue guys. We're shooting the blue guys. Alright. Great visual. Alright, this should be a game, set, match move right here. I could just literally stare at the cart. No one notices I'm here. We did die pretty frequently there. Now here's another challenge with this gun, though, is that this is also spy heaven right here. Like, what I'm doing is basically spy. I need you to peek, though. I need you to be on this side here. I could probably scoot a little bit, like, right here. Doesn't matter how deep we go. To my understanding, there's no holding your breath issue on this map. This sentry, though, is kind of doing some dirty work, though, so I have to kind of wait for the sentry to fuck up a little bit or come in and swoop and save the day. I love being a deep-sea diver. Get out of here, macaroni. Get out of here, macaroni. Macarona. I don't know. What's this guy's name? Oh. Meepy. Burp. I'm just sitting here waiting with my finger on the pulse. This is kind of nice. I can have a beer. It's like fishing. You get to go fishing. Just waiting for a bite to happen. You know, making small talk. How's the weather? So nice out. You know, just get some fish. Get a little cod right there. Easy catfish right there, you know. Little tuna. If you're lucky. Fuck. Interesting. Alright, so he saw me. Don't drawn. Don't drawn. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. 4-1, 4-1. We might lose the first point, which is a shame because I was enjoying fishing there. I technically didn't get a whole fish on my own there. I technically had to share the first fish, but I was instrumental to getting that first fish. So they got they got the point that's in the water. We should not go in the water. Maybe we should a little bit. I don't know. Well, now that they know you can shoot them outside the water, I'm aware of that aspect of the map now. Instrumental again. Oh, why am I on fire? Hey, bro. On the water map, I'm on fire. On the water map, how pathetic. I feel like that heavy's in a rock and a hard place. Because once they know where you are, at that point, like, you're in a weird spot, you really can't be too nuts. Ow. Oh. Wow, though, you don't see him. You don't see him, honestly. He's somehow shooting, though, and I don't know if I could have seen him if I actually... I'd be curious to see. Clearly he snuck up on me. But there was an interesting ledge there where it looked like he could easily just, you know, see over the edge there, and then I couldn't see him. I don't know. It felt like that. I might double check. Oh, okay. Yeah, hold on. We're on land now. Not a super duper start to the match, if I'm being honest. Not a super duper start. Somehow Pyro is actually kicking ass on this map. Somehow Pyro is absolutely walloping me. We also don't have a medic. I'm noticing that. 2 spies. I'm just not pulling weight though at all. I'm just getting my ass tossed here. The classic on this map, arguably, it's probably best fishing out of the water, if I'm being honest with you. We're doing too much deep sea fishing. The many challenges. The many challenges of war. Missed that headshot. Wow, and unfortunately we're out of the water parts now, so. The water part is just not as big of a deal, actually, on this map, I find. I've yet to be in a match where, like, the water part is instrumental to a section of the game. Of course, we're just not. I'm not getting any headshots though. Missed. Oh, I'm just sucking wind really hard right now. God, I'm just not doing it, man. You know, he wants me to peek out slow too. By the way, I'm just gonna do this little move. I'm just not gonna fight him anymore. He knows where I'm at. So I'm just gonna take a step this way. Wow, the sound design on this part of the map is very interesting. In a bizarre way, that's kind of where this map wins as well. Is the sound design of this map is so unlike any of the other ones. All right, there we go. There we go. We finally had that thing happen. Wow, and it's a body shot. Wow, boo, that shouldn't count. He was overhealed though.
Good job, lads. Cart's going back.
Sure, that works. A lot of holds happen at this part of the map, I've noticed. I think we're going to lose it, though. They're pretty much on that right now at this point. The sniper's going to be a problem for me, though.
There goes the car.
I'm keeping an eye out for this sniper. I think he's going to be the next thing I have to go up against. See, I love... That's so cool. Seeing a shark like that, though. That's such a cool... Getting the assist afterwards. So cool. Such a good feeling. Oh, you tricky. I saw him, but my head, I was kind of like, I kind of want him in a bit more of a precarious angle. Like that. Like that one would have been fine. You know what's funny? With this gun, you're almost incentivized more to... Obviously getting a headshot's amazing, but... You're almost like also... You're more incentivized just to get a hit. Just to, no matter what, always have a hit happen. But, you know, also we don't have to go this slow. We can kind of... Okay, see, now we're entering an era of a problem. Because this sniper... I don't want him to start shooting at this thing. I just want to distract him a little bit. Where is he, though? Do I see him? No, I don't see him. He's somewhere down there, though. He's fishing the other way. He's fishing the other direction. I'm trying to see if I can see him through the bars there first. Yeah, I think he's over here somewhere. He's being coral right now, which is annoying. I wanted to be coral first. The only downside, though, is I'm going a lot slower than he is. He might not even be here anymore. Okay. Now, honestly, the next big challenge will be a spy getting me in the back. You're already kind of acting sus. Nope. No. Okay. You're just really far back, it looks like. I need to be near you, though, because... I'm sensing some spy waves.
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
Like this guy, who's a sniper, and isn't looking. No, really? Okay, all right. Wow, we're pushing this thing way back. Oh, here we go, though. Here's where the action's at. Here he is. Okay, I think a spy got it. Well, we were on the winning team. That's what matters the most. I don't want to be this far up on the front line, but...
Mission ends in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Overtime.
Alright. That was a match, I must say. It seems that they just got held up at that one point, and then everyone on the other team just gave up. It was like, wow. Damn, bro. That's cringe. That's kind of cringe to just give up like that, you know? Is attacking harder? Now, if I was to run the same thing, would attacking be easier or harder? I don't know if I contributed that much. Probably better to just find a different game. Are those bots? No. Probably just a tough map. Or, you know, just a... I mean, this is now the point where you're hoping new people join. Honestly, there's probably going to be an immediate auto balance. There's probably going to be a big auto balance at some point during this map. I'll probably be on this team, though. Remove, but okay, Vig's the game. Alright, that's an interesting. Already off the rip.
Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay. This server is quietly falling apart. Hmm. So I'm trying to understand one thing though, is would quick play solve this? Like this is clearly a well, I don't know. At the same time, like I'm still here though. It's still fun for me to be on this. I mean, I think I'd just be curious to see how this somewhat concludes. But obviously, I feel like as of right now, we're probably in a good standing to win, based on that. That was the one headshot I did not want to miss, if I'm being honest with you. There it is. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Alright. I'm going to see this to the end, because at the same time, like... This is going to be a weird argument, or like a weird... like a weird aspect of quick play versus casual, because like I honestly wonder if in a bizarre sense this is also part of what the quick play experience would be like, you know what I mean? Because this would happen on quick play servers. I would remember, like, at the time it was you know, you would get into servers where immediately like it's a blowout, or you're going a server as it's ending, or you're you would have all this same stuff happen in a quick play server theoretically. Like this would all also occur. I need a little beverage. And then theoretically, if I wanted to play something else, like I would first get my sandwich ready. I do want. I don't know. I want to stay though. I want to stay. I want to stay to see who wins. I feel like we could bring it back. I just have to probably switch off of sniper though. Playing sniper is not going to be the move here. How do I get back up though? Oh my goodness. Oh, probably it's this big spiral right here. I just remember this being a big... I imagine if you just keep walking up this thing, it'll get you there. Okay. This will be the winning formula here for this game. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I should have switched that way sooner. I mean, okay. If now knowing that, I can now implement. This is, by the way, I really should have just gotten a photo of this in my newest video. I find that sometimes when I'm editing a video, and it has to do with how I collect footage, I have to get better at getting screen grabs of what I'm talking about. Because that is the more annoying part of me. I feel like I have the science down of how to edit a video or how to get the video out. One thing I will comment on about the newest video is that I riffed a majority of the script for it. And I was like, oh, the script is honestly always the hardest part of making making a good YouTube video. At least for me, I feel like my writing's good. But what's annoying is that you do the writing and then you do the next hard part, the next second hard part, which is then narrating the video, and you're like, I'm not a professional narrator. Like, I don't. And it's tough because I feel as if sometimes I'll like make stuff that just as a joke doesn't land, or I feel like my best writing or my best comedy comes from totally riffed stuff. Some of my best stuff. Like, I don't know. It's nice to have a large pool of jokes to pull from, like, and having like a bunch of in a way to describe it in the most simplest form, like a Naked Gun style, like of getting comedy for like a YouTube video or for any like kind of creative work. I find that it's easier to get a bunch of quick layups versus I feel like oftentimes what people struggle with most with comedy is that they have in their head they have to make every single joke like a massive 3-pointer or half-court shot, and then in reality, if you want to be funny, it's more about landing a bunch of layups, just getting as many points on the board as possible. Ooh, that was a tricky situation for there, Pyro. There was not much you could do there. No way! Wow. He hit me with the... Did he hit me with the crit first? I forget, actually. I forget if he hit me with the crit first. I don't know. I should have just edited. I wish I added more screen grabs. I honestly, what's silly is that I could have just booted up Tf2 and be like, all right, here's the footage I'm talking about. But it's so much easier though when it's like on Google, when I don't have to like open up a whole new application or whatever.
Doc, come on, man! Yeah, thanks. Medic! Will you just let's go?
My game froze there for like a split second. And I wonder if the game was just like, holy shit, you actually like got him. And I got the right guy too. I got the exact right guy. Wow. Everyone's standing real still today. Whoa. Jeez, what's going on here? Everyone's sitting real still. Everyone's sitting real still over there. See if I can work another thing over here. We got a backstab, so that is a good sign on my part. And we gotta go back. We gotta go leave. We have to run. Got a little caught out there. Admire the view. Look at a little pirate ship over there. Lore. Wouldn't it be funny if they put like a broken sub? Never mind. God, what an era that was to be on the internet when the Titan submarine went down. It's a real sad story, honestly. I mean, like when you really zoom out about it. It's been interesting though to see kind of like just reactions to stuff like that. Oh, come on, I needed that health so bad. I should have just got my gun out. You subbed, Craft, Cat, Seth. Thank you, Seth. Sorry, I just looked at the chat just now. Oh my goodness, I apologize, Seth. I apologize if I'm like a whole hour late to seeing that. Boom! That's actually a sick. That's like Rambo. Your worst nightmare. This bandana will teach you to eat things that will make a billy goat puke, like other billy goat. Like another billy goat. That's funny. Oh damn, we just did 2 there. That was really funny. That was a good one. I like the writing on that one. So I've noticed one thing. They've added water to this. What's so cool though about the SDK being out, and one aspect that will make this community server, like where I feel like the ability, I feel like a big part of why Valve has a like a main server is that it acts kind of as like the definitive version of playing Team Fortress 2. And because we stayed, I mean, look at the match we're having now. Like this war turned into a totally like unique experience, you know, which is, I don't know. I don't think you always, I feel like TF2 is one of those games where it can sometimes be enjoyed like in a meditative stance. Where like being in a full lobby is not always crucial to the gaming experience. And I think what quick play creates is essentially where you are only able to have like the definitive experience of TF2 can be so edited constantly if everything stayed within the quick play realm, because Valve would have to stay, all right, you have to have this kind of a server, you have to run this type of a blah 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 blah, and it just, I imagine like a lot of these like server companies were just not willing to bend the knee towards what Valve wanted on that. This is my guess. I don't know. I just the whole. I feel like the whole argument with casual and quick play could be in a way. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Did not get rid of that sentry. That was a shame. I was in the middle of a very, very important conversation with my audience. Anyways. The part of, like, you know, like a definitive experience of TF2 is so quintessential on, well, you know, we want people to have the will to, you know, to play, to basically pay off for a server, to, you know, use our platform. And the only way for that to really be easy to do is if we give them the SDK. There's already a bastardized copy of our SDK already out. We have to now, I don't know, I feel like ultimately that whole argument can boil down to it's a business decision. It's a very critical business decision, because if we made it quick play again, we're always just testing in an environment that is where the servers are full. That's ultimately what players end up choosing the most, and that's sometimes not always the right answer. Like playing TF2 sometimes is not. critical that the server has to be totally full. I will admit, though, we are now in a winning state because of that, because we had such a great start. Because, well, ultimately, because we stayed. That's what it boiled down to. I mean, we stayed. We had the numbers, and like I had fun. The person who committed to that, I imagine if the person who on the other team, you know, they still had fun if they stayed. If they stayed, though. People like this blowout map, I've noticed. I felt like when the first maps came out, Demolition was really the standing winner. Oh gosh. Give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. Wait for this thing to load anyways. I'll have to get that later in a minute. If I recall correctly, this is the map that has a very bizarre design to the midpoint of it. I think they've changed that, though. I remember you used to be able to shoot through this like this. I think it's interesting that they've changed that. Okay, cool, man. Cool. Yeah, Poog. Yeah, man. You're so cool, Poog.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fight! Get to it!
Control point enabled. Move.
Sorry. Okay. Apologies. I feel like to repent, I should go ahead, medic right now. To repent from being away from my computer like that. Like a second. Oh goodness. That could have gone one or two ways right there. I probably didn't need to use my Uber, but man, I'm glad I did. I could have easily gotten charged there. I feel like I wasn't aware. Maybe he used his charge before. I wasn't paying attention. That guy. I'm just saying. Honestly, you know what the other part I will say too about why there has to be casual. Whatever Valve did in regards to the botting problem it had, it fixed that solution. You know, that was, and the botting problem was really bad. That was it was. I think that mainly had to boil down to the number one, the SDK. I think the SDK was like, you know, released, like it got leaked essentially during that time frame. That only made cheating worse, I imagine. Like I know it was a really weird version of the SDK, but
The control point has been captured. Ends in 30 seconds.
yeah, hold on. We're gonna wait.
We have lost the control point.
We lost the point. Let's try to get that back. I like playing medic because, like, I feel like if you always approach medic with the attitude of I have to win this game or I need to win this game to keep my team alive, you know, whatever. That's kind of one of the more endearing parts of medic. There's always action happening as medic, which is interesting. It's like there's stimulation happening in terms of like what I'm thinking of. What the heck? Oh no, we got gassed on. Ew, someone farted. Ew, gross. Fart. All right.
5, 4, 3, 2.
I have to be near the point, soldier. Ooh, I have to be really near the point. Awesome. Never mind, we won anyways. GG's. GG's. We won. We're the greatest to ever do it. We've had a lot of subscriptions, I've noticed. Got a lot of people subscribe. Give me a second. I hate how there's not like a notification thing that comes up. I wonder if the delay for that is also a problem. Don't you already have like an arrow satchel with the when you have the huntsman equipped? Do you not? Where do you pull arrows from with the huntsman?
4, 3.
Ooh, I am kind of tempted to go huntsman right now, but hold on. We're actually gonna go brass beast heavy.
Alert. The control point is being captured. Alert. The control point is being contested.
Just wait for it. Wait for it. 90's not 100.
It's fine.
Control point.
There's a Spencer right here.
The control point is being contested.
80%.
Your name Bogdan or Bogdan?
Oh, whatever.
Okay, go.
I'd probably say Bogdan, to be honest, just to be easiest.
I'm gonna call you Peanut.
Yeah, just don't call me late for dinner.
I gotta admit, man, you know a TF2 player is really good when they're funny. I love playing Brass Beast Heavy. Well, I love playing Brass Beast Heavy. Here I come. Oh shit. this is bad. This is bad. Damn it. I got too brass with my beast. I Mr. Brass Beasted too hard. I Mr. Brass Beasted too close to the sun. Oh man, there should be a YouTube channel that just makes fun of Mr. Beast. That just like just like pokes fun at him. Not like in a malicious way, but like just in a like a ribbing way.
He kill streaking. He got two kill streaks.
I'm streaking it right now. Yo, we're gonna go. We might not have time to go back. Like,
Yeah. Uh-oh.
I did not die. Heavy, can I have your sandwich, please?
No sandwich.
I'll give it to the medic, actually.
No sandwich.
You didn't have a sandwich?
Nope.
Yeah, we gotta go in and more down guys. Oh no! The random crit!
That was sick. That was a nice like lock-in game right there. Blowout. I don't know if I want to play Blowout again, though, if I'm being honest. I would like to have a fun, goofy goof map. I'm not in a blowout mood right now. I'm sorry, I'm just not. Yeah, I'm just not in a blowout mood. I just played Blowout. I literally just played it. Oh shoot, actually I do not want to join. I actually wanted to make a be right back thing. Whatever. We could probably do two things at once. Yeah, we're gonna do two things. We're gonna make a we're gonna get started on making a be right back. I'm just gonna have to get a screenshot. I'm just gonna have to open up Photoshop and I'll just like make it. First, before I get the screenshot, we need to get a huntsman kill. We're gonna have to get the fortified compound. I don't know, I feel like the cozy camper just kicks ass. Kicks just too much ass to not use right now. Let me get some inspiration. Data link. I wish we had like, I want something kind of risque. This isn't bad though, I like the... I wish I could hide my hands though. There's a way to hide the HUD or just hide hands. There probably is a config that does that. I just don't know it. Could get a good... All I need to do is just get a good screenshot. Honestly, it might even come when I die, if I'm being transparent. If I'm a true artist and director, it might come from when I die.
The best thing about that pyro slab is two pyros can do manual hot fives.
And kisses too. That was a good one. I thought that was funny. I don't hear a lot of laughing though. Not a lot of an audience right now from that one. Got a dead air. Uh-oh. No. Oh, I am not huntsmaning at all here. I'm not. I'm the furthest thing from Huntsman right now. I'm like really whiffing these shots.
They got an NG base around the corner. Hey, if you slap dispensers, do you get crits out of that somehow? Is that how it works, Uncle?
Yeah, I'm actually just good at this game. Yeah, I'm actually just a pro gamer. Ooh, was not pro enough to stop that. Yeah, but I was pro enough to stop that though.
Oh, the engine is roasted.
No, my one weakness. Fire, my one weakness.
Sentry's back up. Teleport to.
Oh, that column saved him right there. That was actually crazy.
The control point has been contested.
Yep. I can only do so much, team. I have literally just sticks and string. I'm using rocks, sticks, and string right now, everyone. Like, you have to give me a breakthrough. Hat now, says J. Den. Your name comes up as blue. In the middle of battle. What was it? Nice. I think that's an Adult Swim hat, if I remember correctly. That's like the clown, if I recall correctly, from Metalocalypse or Metal TV show from Adult Swim. Good show, by the way. Honestly, one of Adult Swim's best. Honestly, that show should make it in the top 5. Probably at number 4 or 5, though, if I had to be totally transparent. But easily in the top 5 Adult Swim shows. Oh, man, I do I'm gonna put Robot Chicken at number 1 for Adult Swim shows. I'm gonna put Robot Chicken at number 1. And then I'm gonna put Rick and Morty at number 2. Number 3, I'm gonna go $1 Million Extreme. World Peace. Yeah, that counts. It's up there. 4 is Xavier Renegade Angel, and then Metalocalypse is 5. That would be my top 5 Adult Swim shows. My personal. Oh man, but probably the answer that I don't know. Dude, there's no way that the Adult Swim network. I don't blame Adult Swim for dropping MDE. It just sucks the way it happened. Where basically the show was a big success, and then like it got taken down by people within the network or whatever. And it's probably just I don't blame Adult Swim for canceling MDE, and frankly, I'm happy they did, because if they didn't, then we wouldn't have Extreme Peace 2. And then we wouldn't have Fish Tank, and we wouldn't have the Perfect Guy Live podcast, and we wouldn't have Scuff Realtor, and we wouldn't have all these other shows that are all, literally, if they were on TV, would have been multi-million-dollar ideas, if God forbid that, and if God forbid anyone at Turner had a spine.
They got a sentry pretty close to the point here. We're gonna get rid of that thing.
Wow, that Uber really just kept going. That Uber just kept going. But Rick and Morty, I think, rightfully deserves number 2. I think Rick and Morty deserves it. I think though the gimmicks run up though. If I had to be honest, from what I'm seeing with all the spin-off shows that are supposedly being pitched and made about Rick and Morty, which I mean honestly, in a way, that is the. I'm not sure if that's Dan Harmon's writing or if it could also be Justin Roiland, because I know Justin Roiland. I mean, Solar Opposites literally has that whole side show about the wall, which I mean is great for I think maybe 2 or 3 seasons, but you know, Justin Roiland is interesting. I wonder if he'll ever come back. Typically, I imagine most TV and most TV shit works in a way where if they just don't like working with you, they just cut you off. I don't know, but that's also the name of the game. It's just the past few years were just a really weird time for cancel culture, quote unquote. All that bullshit, all that nonsense. Like we like Citadel, Claymore sounding. What's up? Yes, this is Citadel actually. Who should I play, Claymore? Let me know. I'm just riffing right now. I'm just talking to myself. Anyways, what was I saying about Adult Swim? I mean, at the end of the day, like those places fire you if they don't like working with you. And I imagine they did not like working with Sam Hyde. And I think he even admitted this several times too, that he went through a phase where he was just very hard to work with and kind of a pain. But everyone does that. That's a very common career trajectory. I'm happy that he's doing successful. I don't want anyone to fail, really. You know, I mean, but then again, you know, that's just part of human nature. What should I play? I'm kind of leaning on Pyro. I want to get better at using this gun though.
Begins in 60 seconds.
I feel like the way to do that is that we just gotta get him on fire, and then hit him with the freaking axe immediately. Just be like, hey, boom. Hey. Citadel's such a good map. This is such a fun one. I am lost though. Where to go? Oh, we're also in the setup mode anyways.
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
Do we have a medic? We don't have a single medic.
4, 3, 2, 1.
We're gonna have to kind of play your health back then. That scout's probably dead immediately. Jump! This is a great map. This is just... Oh, man, I'm trying to think, like, what is the best map? What is definitively the best of all of these? So far, this one's a solid first place. If I had to put a gun in my head right now, this one would not be... I would like to put Aquarius in my top 3, though. I do like Aquarius a lot. Aquarius is just such a fun, crazy time to be on. I'm like the least big fan of the Capture the Flag one, if I'm being totally transparent. That one's kind of just not exciting enough. Like, that one room where the intelligence is at is awesome, and it had a source filmmaker animation for it, but as far as playing it, though, it could be better. It could be more engaging. I don't know, but it is also Capture the Flag. It is tied to that game mode. I just feel like so many Like the best looking part of it is where the intelligence is at. Live is so annoying to use. It is very annoying to use. It's a weird. It really rewires your brain on how to play Pyro. But I think I'm getting it. I feel like this is. I'm kind of kicking ass with it right now at this exact moment. But honestly, I might have just jinxed myself by saying that. How are you? There we go. I cannot believe we gave that up. It's a shame. I mean, I was doing the mostest there. Oh, wow. The bell. That's awesome. That's so funny. Oh, that's awesome. He's just only hitting the bell. No one bothered the heavy. Ooh, there being a sentry in those things is interesting. We just need a soldier. We need a soldier who can take that out. I think I've made a monster. We're gonna sit right here. Wow, how beautiful is that skybox though, right? How rude, how incredibly rude. Thank you, Claymore Sounding, I appreciate that. People do tend to say that when people watch me play TF2. I don't know if that's just them being nice or if it comes from a genuine place. TF2 is one of those games though where you have to like really get in the trenches if you want to learn it though. I feel like once you learn it, it just grows on you though infectiously. Whoa, awesome room here. Awesome room. Look at that. That's such a cool effect and a cool setting. Oh, I love that. Uh-oh. Medic. I love the bee hopping you can do on this map, though. All the crazy movement you can do. Oh, that mini sentry, dude. Are we just not... What's up? We have 4 soldiers. Maybe I'm just bad, LMAO. I wouldn't say that. I don't know if you're bad or not. I don't think. But then, but to be good at TF2 is also like, there's so much RNG that goes into it. Well, I tried everything I could there. I just want to air blast one guy here. I would love to do an air blast off this map. I'm waiting for an air blast. Come on, someone do it. Someone do it. They're on that point. They're all just sitting on that point. Ooh, that sentry is not moving, huh? Alright. Not a fan of that. Not a fan of all that. No way. No way is bro waiting for me right there. Croco snipe. Damn, bro's a straight up crocodile over there. Look at that. Look at that little guy. Schismborger. The dancing, in the middle, like, oh, the Congo right now. Yeah, I gotta hide this way. Gotta hide over here. Gotta hide over here. Come this way. Bum bum bum. Get wrecked. This guy's doing something weird. I don't really want to mess with it, if I'm being honest with you. There's no need. Do we have a medic? No, we don't. Do we? We have one. Oh god. It's Batman! What's freaking Bat Spy over here? That I don't think that was a kill, I think that was just a dead ringer. I need a health pack. I need hugs and kisses. Pretty, pretty please. I need hugs and kisses. Claymore sounding. Looks like you just subscribed. Wait, did you do that earlier, or was that just now that you did that? It appears to be just now. Thank you for subscribing, Claymore. Bomb. 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 Wow. The Boronial Mage? Interesting. I've never seen that one before. That's interesting. I don't know what that is. Love how they just hand out badges like it's nothing. Oh my god. I should make that sound way less aggressive and way less scary. Where did this guy get me from? Wow, this goober over here. Did I get a nosebleed? I feel like you forgot to sub earlier. Oh, well, no big deal. No big deal. Subscribe as you please. Subscribe as you wish. Nope. You've got to be kidding me. Doesn't count. That taunt didn't count, buddy. Sorry, you didn't finish the whole animation. You died in the middle of it. Sorry, pal. That one isn't legal. There's a spy in here. Am I crazy? I feel like there's some spy energy happening in this general area. I'm sensing... Oh god. No, that's not a spy. This is just a big-ass heavy. Damn. That was rough. That was rough. Oh, I could have got him, actually, I think, there. That's a shame. Am I having a nosebleed? Why do I smell iron right now? I feel like I might be having a nosebleed or something. I don't know. That was the rules. Oh my god. This... Yeah, kill this guy. Kill this fucker. Get that out of here. Get that garbage out of here. I'm gonna die though to this soldier. This soldier's gonna kick my ass. Ugh. Additional time. Additional time. That looked a little too obvious, if I had to be honest with you, man. That one looked a little too easy. I have not gotten a screen grab yet. My whole objective of this match. Actually, this would probably be a good one. Oh, I have an idea what I could do for a screen grab right here. This is actually probably the best part of the map. To do one. One of the veteran spawn. That's just to make one maybe like a more casual. Oh, this is actually nice. Look at this.
Let's go, Angie.
Okay. Okay. Let's try to win the match first. I do have to go to the bathroom, but we'll have to cross that bridge when we get to it. Is this Croc guy on my team now? Is that just another animal? Everyone just goes an animal. Everyone just goes full on like some animal gimmick. Gib is not Marasmus. What's up? Hello. Hello. I should have gotten it. Hey, I got the screen grab. We're good. I'm gonna lose this though. After this, I'm gonna make my BRB thing, and yeah, okay. 2 seconds. Just gonna open up. Oh, you're gonna subscribe? Thank you for subscribing. I'm real quickly gonna use the restroom, but before I do that, I'm gonna go craft one hat. Sick. I hate that one. That hat sucks. That hat blows. It blows. Save this to here. Okay. Actually, I probably have a better photo here. I have to use the screen grab, but I just, oh man. We're gonna make a BRB image real quick. I should have done this a long time ago, but I have not done it yet. I'm just lazy. So we're just gonna go ahead and grab this photo. Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and copy that. Boom. And we're just gonna put in big letters. BRB. And we're gonna go ahead and make that 300. And then right in the center of the screen. And then we're gonna hit export. Hold on. Export. It's PNG. BRB. Hit save. Done. Don't save this. Then we're gonna go ahead and make a source. You can answer later, DW. Why do you craft when you get a sub? Why do I do that? Mainly to game the system of YouTube. I don't know. People like it. People tend to subscribe when I craft a hat, and they don't have to stay subscribed. That is the big loophole that most people have not figured out yet. They don't have to stay subscribed, but I guess people do because there's some good stuff here and there occasionally. Some good YouTube videos here and there. Some good streams. Give me a second, though. Like, this is a great part of the stream where I'm trying to, like, now make... Okay. We're going to go ahead and... Where did I put this picture just now? Stream assets? No. This is a weird part of this thing. Some other traders, by the way, they... and and they like this content. Some people are traders and they like this content because I'm crafting hats. Because I'm crafting a hat, I mean, like, that's fine with me, I guess. I mean, I think I will, if anyone's upset that I craft hats or whatever, it's like, too bad. Like, that's how it gotta be sometimes, you know? This thing's always weird. I had this same glitch last time I did this, where it wouldn't find this file for whatever reason. Oh, you know what it is? Because I picked a media file when I should have picked a media category. I forgot. This is a weird display capture image. Here it is. Here's what I want to do. Not this. Okay, this would actually work. It's fine. And then we're going to add... No, I don't want this, actually. Hold on, wait. First off, okay, we're going to do this all right now on stream. BRB. You're watching the inner machinations of a genius right now as we speak, as he comes up with beautiful artwork for his streamers. We're gonna go ahead and add a source. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add another source. I should update my my profile picture. Add a new source. The way you have to do this is so weird, by the way. I don't know why they... Done. And then we gotta put that there. We put this here. Okay. BRB. And then we're gonna real quickly turn off the microphone. I'll be right back. Wowza. You can answer later, DW. Can I answer? I feel like I answered your question already. Some people are traders. Looks good enough. All right, awesome. Back to Lessine. Oh, man, I had to go pee so badly. I'm drinking a lot of water on the stream today, everyone. Lots of water. Big water fan over here. Okay. Back at it again with the white vans, if I dare say so myself. Yo, we gotta resurrect damn Daniel. We got it. Ryan is coming back. Daniel needs a second shot. We need to get Evan on the line right now to interview Daniel again. We need Elon Musk. Good save. Oh, not blowout. Ah. I got water on the table. Water. How does everyone feel about sparkling water? I feel like I should give it a second chance. I feel like I might be at the point in my life now where I'm like, you know what? Sparkling water might be the solution I'm looking for some of my problems that I have. And mainly my problem is drinking sugary drinks or soda or energy drinks and shit. Getting that out of my diet. And sparkling water might be the answer. Claymore Sounding loves sparkling water. I I'm a big just filtered normal water, not sparkling water fan personally. But I will admit I have been craving. I crave like a sweet. I crave like a sweet, delicious beverage, and I feel like a big part of what makes those like sodas so appealing at times is the fact that they're carbonated. But I feel like it can't be that hard to make your own carbonated, like, sweet beverage that's healthy for you. If I just take sparkling water, right? You're gonna replace your blood with sparkling water? That'd be cool. What if that'd be so funny if there was a superhero who was like, yeah, my whole gimmick is that my blood is actually sparkling. It's carbonated constantly. So, like, I'm able to sink to low depths of the ocean. Or, I don't know, it's just something stupid like that. It's just, like, dumb shit like that, where it's like, I don't... Does carbon even do... No, carbon rises. Carbon I guess he, like, rises to the top. He's really good at being on the top of the ocean constantly. He can, like, walk on water, practically. I mean, theoretically, you could make the argument that he is so carbonated that... Because his blood is so carbonated that he's walking on water. That would be kind of a... crazy move. Oh, I'm on you, Heavy. Well, 1 second. Here we go. I was just keeping the engineer a little dapped up. Get this. I want this Skyrim hat, though. I have yet to craft the Skyrim hat, but when I do, when I craft that Skyrim hat, my life will be complete. I can finally uninstall this game. I will have accomplished the true mission of playing Team Fortress 2, and that's crafting the sniper hat, or the Skyrim hat. Had a lock in there for a little bit. Stay with me, stay with me, stay with me. Yeah. There we go, we're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. We're practically ready to Uber again here. That sucks. Oh goodness. Heavy, I'm backing up, by the way. The medic is backing up. Medic gaming, indeed. What if... Oh, I'm gonna have to read through this chat. I apologize. I was too locked into the game right there. I have to read this chat. The Incredible Jesus, man. I'm gonna replace my blood with sparkling water. What if God made instead of... What if God made instead of blood inside human, it was water? Well, I mean, most of blood is water. So, majority... Like, if you were... I guess that already exists, technically, Gibbous. Most of blood is water, but 70% of blood is water anyway, so we're already there. So, that's kind of what God did already. We would have to. Oh, I like he added. We would have to drink blood. That is like the secondary part of that. Oh man. Okay. and we're also drinking blood too. That's another part. What if God did that too? What if like God made it so that blood's the same, but we're also drinking blood? It's like, oh, okay, yeah. That would be kind of crazy if God did that. You're right. I don't want to play Citadel. That was a good one, but I'm not really in the mood for Citadel. I'm not really in the mood for Pressure either. I really haven't played a lot of Cargo. Manhole's cool. I feel like people don't like Manhole as much. Now, what if human beings were 70% alcohol? Think about that. What if their blood all had alcohol in it? Like, we're always operating at a state of being drunk. Like the human race. Do demo night? Yeah, I'll do demo night. That's not a bad. That's not a bad call. Pimp name Slick back. Pimp name Slick. It's like boom, and we're gonna go boom, and then we're gonna go boom, and we're gonna go. I don't know. We're gonna go here. Yeah, it's cold out there. It's cold in the trenches. Yeah, I got that. I got that bling on me. I got that swag. I got that. Let me see here. I mean, I'm smoking that good. I'm smoking that good kush and alcohol. Yeah, no, it's not that. I don't know. I'm not really digging the beard. The beard's ooh. Could the badge be cooler? Could be a little cooler? I feel like it being blue kind of sucks, if I'm being honest with you. I love playing dress up. Playing dress up is the best part of this game. Yeah, I feel like that looks hard. That looks hard. Like your livers are just down, man. It's a shame that, canonically speaking, the mercenaries never smoke weed. It's a shame that none of the mercenaries have ever been seen smoking weed. We're gonna conga our way out of this. Can we conga to the end of the? Can we conga to the end of the map? Let's find out, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna ask.
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
We're going for it. We're going for the journey. We're going for the journey.
3, 2, 1.
This is a long ass map to conga through. Let's go! Well, these soldiers just like, I guess we're playing it like that then. Yeah. No, we're one man down already. Truly a shame. Truly an absolute abysmal shame. Alright, here's where the big... Oh, cool. Cool. Boo! They had a chance at peace. We gave them the option of peace, and they refused. So now we show them what hell is like. Shut up. Damn it! Tragic. The administrator doesn't allow smoking, but he allows drinking. Interesting. You mean by hell the Doom guy thing? What did I reference hell in regards to? I kind of forget if I mentioned hell. Truly tragic that we did not finish that con. We gave them peace. I saw my friend was playing Doom Eternal today, and I was like, oh man, I gotta talk to him about that game. That game is base as fuck. Doom Eternal is... Actually, I was watching a YouTube video that talked about multiplayer Doom Eternal, like the fan-made version of it, where it's like 1v1. Getting out of here. We're getting out of there. We kind of finished up this map pretty quick. That's a shame. I should play through Doom Eternal. That's actually one of those games that I would love to replay through. I have to finish Killer 7, though. I have to finish Killer 7. If I'm gonna be serious about doing any of this YouTube stuff, I have to finish the game. That soldier failed me. Yeah, for real. I don't know how that soldier did not get me. And he's gonna get got. Oh, is he gonna get got? He got. Unbelievable gottage right there. Unbelievable, absolute got right there. Incredibly got. He got out of this game. Let's see here. Okay. No way. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that engineer survived that. The soldier, it's the soldier, guys. Rick May is still alive. That's right, everybody. He chose my stream to come out as not dead, and from beyond the land of the dead to be pronounced living. Rick May is here, and he's in the chat right now as the soldier. Everybody, give it up for Rick May. Oh man. It'd be really embarrassing though if Rick May was still alive actually, and then it's like, oh fuck. Wow, that joke aged really bad. Is that gone? That's gone. Shut up. Get this out of my sight. Get that garbage. That sucks. My stomach hurts because of the amount of water I'm drinking. I feel like you want me to do a voice with that. I'm not really sure. I guess it would be like this, right? 1 second. My stomach hurts because of the amount of water I've been drinking. There we go. That's probably pretty close to what you were anticipating. Thank you. For the Academy who's been considering. Yeah, thank you for your Academy Award consideration. Get this garbage out of here. Get that garbage out of here. Oh my goodness. The crit rocket. Just unbelievable crit rocket right there. Wrong answer. Kirkland's signature Tenkon Pow. I think I'm saying that right. Oh, Scout. Your internet's kind of bugging up, Scout. Is there a guy there? This guy there. There's also a sentry. Oh no, why would you do that now, medic? I wasn't prepared. Oh jeez. Oh jeez, Rick. Jeez, Rick! I feel like I could have been the Rick and Morty voice actor. I could have been Rick. It would have been really funny if instead of hiring a really good voice actor for Rick and Morty, they make the voice way worse. They just make the voice, like, intolerable being listened to. There, I caught it. I got caught in that corner there. How did you find that crit rocket? I have no idea. That crit rocket was not anywhere near me, I guess. I guess that kind of got me in the foot a little bit, so that kind of kept me alive. Was I charging maybe during that crit rocket? Okay. Kind of a strat right there. We are just demo nighting, which is like, this is my one weakness. Is the sentry. Is the sentry with this build. Like, a sentry is just the absolute worst thing. Unfortunately, at this part of playing demo night of the map, I have to play defense.
To take the brunt of the Uber, but no, the sentry.
Oh, I had to get rid of this demo night. That's gotta be the first thing to go. Okay, we're gonna lock in now. We're done charging in there like goobers. Had to broke down a PC. Had you? Very sad. Play the world's smallest violin right now. All right, we got a teleporter there, which is an interesting spot. All right, let's scout. I just have to keep him at bay. I'm not gonna charge in there and get killed just yet. That guy did though. That's fine. That's fine. I basically covered this whole hallway. They're not getting to us this way, unless that happens. Unless I get air blasted, killed here. I feel like I could have been killed there. I got so close to that rocket. That was kind of nuts, actually. Oh my goodness. Okay, that scout should not be there. That could be something I could handle. I just have to get a few kills. Once I have a few kills on the board, this is when I kind of go online, but I feel like locked in as Abrams right now. I have to like pull all my Abrams juice together. Ooh, that was a good Uber. If I had to give him credit there, that was a good Uber. Well timed.
Sorry.
Not fast enough, Scout. Not fast enough. Alright. Alright, this is kind of a weird spot. I don't want to charge into that just yet. Okay. Okay, let's see. Nope, nope, nope. That would be the wrong time. That would be the absolute worst possible time I could imagine to do that. Shut up.
Thank you, demo. People kept absorbing the crossbows.
That's okay. I forgive you. No! Wow, he got that second. Wow, awesome.
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
Damn, they had an Uber ready to go there too. Damn it. I'm using Spies Watch to see the stream. That'd be funny if Spies, like, I feel like the watch to do that with would be the, oh, whatever the one is that you don't have to move a whole lot with, a gold one. The ZF if he's saying it's better angle attack enemies, you should have killed that man. You know what, I don't know why I just don't really seem to have the melee range that I used to. I don't have really have the melee ability. Frankly, though, too, not to be that guy, that medic should not have given me that Uber. But it is what it is. Did everything we could there. Have you ever played Typical Colors 2 on Roblox? No, I've played Roblox, but I've not played Typical Colors 2 on Roblox. I don't know what that is. I'll make a note. I'll make a note to Google that. Actually,
I believe in all of you.
Typical Colors 2. You know my biggest gripe? The last time I played Roblox was actually to play Dress to Impress back in the day.
Mission
I feel like my biggest challenge with that though was like with that game was trying to figure out the menu of how to like dress up my character and do all that stuff.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
I played they're tryhards. It's like TF2 but on Roblox. Really? Typical colors too? That's pretty funny. Better play TF2. These there are tryhards. Better play TF2. That's kind of cool. So it's like TF2. That's cool. I have to look into that actually. Typical colors too.
10 seconds.
I should have been medic way. I now have to kind of play near the engineer though, because I need to build Uber. And also, he has a teleporter, so. I remember the other game that I was really impressed with on Roblox back in the day was, what was it? It was the body cam. Whenever, like, body cam games were out or whatever, that's when I was, like, playing, not Team Fortress, but Fortnite's body cam game mode, or, like, Roblox had one too. And they were pretty good, actually. They were pretty impressive. That's a shame. That's a real gosh darn shame, I tell you. This guy is bad at shooters. He's not lying about that. Damn, that's a shame. No one else on my team went to contest the point with me. I was also goobing out a little bit too much there. I should have been Ubering, or like building Uber quicker. Kind of in the mood to go spy right now, if I'm being honest. Kind of in a spy-tastic mood. I've been trying to get Daggerbringer down with the Eternal Reward. It's amazing how quickly the Eternal Reward just is like makes the game easy mode to spy. What is weird about the Eternal Reward though is you're able to. I've noticed that you're able to. I don't know. You could now feign the heavy. Oh, he probably just saw me. That's probably him actually right there.
Alert. The control point is being captured.
Okay, okay. Trying to go for a backstab there, but oh, this is the worst possible time. Oh goodness. Nope, there's no spy here. Damn it! I'm kind of tired. All right, thanks, man. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you watching. Thanks for subscribing, and have a good day. Usually, dead we're gonna come back from the dead, kick Scout's ass. I'll try. I'll try to do that. Spy is one of those characters that I don't know how to play super well. Wow, we're actually gonna lose right here. Never mind. I couldn't even attempt to do what Soldier asked me. That's pretty rough. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Just to hop into a new game here. Oh, we're on this map?
Prepare to compete in 60 seconds.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm just not in the mood to play this map. If I had to be totally transparent with you, I'm just not really. Don't I have that? Marked off too. What the heck, game? Come on, game. Cargo. This is a map I've never really played a whole lot of. I don't think I've really actually played a full match of Cargo, if I'm being totally honest with you. Is this guy in P? Wow, I got some crazy looking hats over here.
Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, you know what? I have played this map, but I joined like a game where like it was only like 2 guys or whatever. We're just gonna leave spawn. Oh no. I feel like I've always talked about this. Like, I feel like the Huntsman is basically just you're playing scratch off lottery tickets. That's like if you go with that kind of mentality when you play with the Huntsman, odds are you're gonna have a pretty good game. Like, it's never really about like lining up a good shot. It's just about throwing as much bullshit as you possibly can, and then hoping you get like a win, or like hoping you get like a big kill. You know, a headshot. Oh, I feel like that medic almost had it. Dude, rough. Probably getting killed here. I'm hitting that sentry. Oh, not good. Not positive. Lime Scouts? What? What do people play most in TF2? Lime Scouts? I mean, what is the big deal with Lime Scouts? Is that basically just a guy who's like... I understand the whole being lime thing as part of it, but are they just like really good at being scout or something, or are they just like just aggressively lime? Like just aggressively... Because I would feel like the most annoying thing with TF2 right now, in my opinion, is the backstabbing like window. I don't know what has happened to this game in terms of I'm not really sure what the inner workings of like crazy face stabs is, but I feel like that's become like really annoying. That's awesome. That's a great random crit. Nice job. Wow. I feel like that's become very... Oh, we're on the blue side. Duh. 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 Alright, we can probably get this sentry. Nope, it's not there anymore. I was about to say. Lion Scouts are tryharding and toxic and killing friendlies. And how do they kill friendlies though? That's interesting. They're toxic. Interesting. Okay, so it's basically just like a person who plays the game who's very toxic. Man, toxicity in video games is one of those things where it's like, you know where you see like a lot of weird toxicity though is with Deadlock. I've noticed that Deadlock toxicity almost seems like a challenge. Like people, alright, I didn't deserve that. But I mean, what do you gotta do about that one? I mean, that one was all skip. Toxicity in Deadlock seems to follow like a feeling of like where people feel they're being called inadequate or like unintelligent. It seems that most toxicity stems from that kind of like core feeling of anger and frustration. At least from my perspective, from where I sit, I typically am never very toxic unless someone is very rude and mean and like critical or obviously criticizing me. I don't know. I feel like a big part of what it boils down to with some Deadlock players, though, is that a large part of being good at Deadlock is not dying, is avoiding death. And I feel like typically the toxic players that don't understand that concept are the ones where I'm just like, where I feel like it's a bizarre, like, mental, aggressive aspect. I don't know. People get very aggressive when it comes to that kind of toxicity as well within Deadlock. Question, how much golden pan users have you seen in TF2? I saw one today, actually. How many? I don't know how many I see on an average basis, but I would say if I had to put a number on it, I've probably run into more than 4. I've definitely probably run into more than 4 in my lifetime. I saw one today. I remember I got killed. Actually, I got killed by one. I think I got killed by one on stream, actually, a few days ago, too. Nice, we won that. Pretty swag. Pretty swag. Pretty swag. My pretty boy swag. My pretty boy swag. If I do say so myself.
Mission begins in 60 seconds.
Might have to eat in a minute. Because it's either I stop the stream and I go eat and then I don't have the energy to keep streaming, or I eat during my stream and I don't think anyone would be upset by that. You know what I want to do, actually? If I'm going to eat and stream at the same time, I'm going to watch... I want to go to the part of the video where Zesty specifically explains the difference between quick play and casual. Because I'm curious as to what he defines as...
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
as like a TF2 experience you should be constantly having.
5, 4, 3.
I feel like in a bizarre way the best parts of TF2, and this could even be like a video topic if I'm being absolutely, it's a bizarre video topic and I'd probably be alone in thinking this way, but a big part of what makes TF2 is the bizarre, like the bizarro nature of it. Getting to servers where you're up against one or the 2 other guys, having servers where everyone just conga lines or does silly, goofy stuff the whole time, or like servers where like you're alone or like just weird stuff. I mean, TF2 is such a dynamic game in terms of playing it. Frankly, it's more so than like Battlefield like games, or more so than Call of Duty games.
The control point is being contested.
Like a 1v1 scenario with TF2, I think is a valid experience. I wouldn't say it's the preferred experience, but having that experience, having that like that quietness sometimes of TF2 is kind of an important element of it. I just remember the most interesting part of TF2 on the Xbox 360 being its main menu, and it being like just like, hey, here's the map, like all quiet and everything, and you would just hear the ambient inclusion of the map, and it was such a it really set the tone for what TF2 as at the time was as a game, if that makes any sense. Because at the time when TF2 came out, I mean, Valve was really proud of the just the way TF2 evolved as a game is such an interesting case study. But I don't know. I might even do that right now. Actually, we might even wrap up. I'm gonna try to maybe. I don't want to leave this game. I try not to leave games, but I am pretty hungry, and I am kind of feeling myself kind of wane a bit. I just need to hear a very compelling case as to why quick play is the better alternative to casual. Because, frankly, as a guy who's been playing TF2 a lot, I don't think it matters that much. It's not that, like, it's almost like a weird case of it's not that deep, bro. Like, it really isn't this much of an issue. Jesus Christ. Nothing that guy could have done. Nothing that guy could have done. He just couldn't handle my pretty boy swag. We just lost this round, by the way. That's a shame. Alright. We are gonna, real quickly, we're gonna boot up the video first. And then we are going to, we're done playing TF2 for right now. We're gonna come back to that in a minute, maybe. I like, eat like heavy when he has a sandwich. I'll try my best to do that. Have a good time. Hope you have a good craft. Alright, thank you, man. Appreciate you tuning in, Gibbous. Appreciate you watching here. This is probably going to be the part of the stream that's like, I don't know, we'll see if people want to tune into this. Zesty, Jesus, you will not play. I just want to get to the part, because his whole argument boils down, first off, oh my god, oh goodness gracious me. Oh no, that's so silly. That's so silly that thing's there. That's so dumb.
Love was nearly lost.
Oh my god, I have to see ads. Please gouge my eyes out. I hate these ads.
Looks like
It's so much beyond.
Okay, you will not play the betas. This guy talking about SMB most replayed, inflation, imitation. I don't know why he needs to set up this much. Our prime. Do I have to watch the whole 4-hour video? Genesis. Oh my god, the dude puts Genesis as a chapter in the video. Goodness gracious. I didn't realize he was making the whole Bible. Intro. Genesis. What is Genesis?
And the tiniest of differences would largely determine.
This is just talking about how TF1 became a thing?
Vanilla Team Fortress 2.
Okay.
An ever-evolving, chaotic experience, granting you infinite replayability at the player's benefit. You would open up the server browser, search for a map or a specific server that you wanted to play on, and connect if there were slots available. You did this via ad hoc connections, a term some of y'all might be familiar with.
Some of y'all might be familiar with. Alright, real quick. I'm going to get my sandwich actually out real quick, and then we're going to watch this. Give me a second. Ad hoc connections. Oh, check it out. It's an ad hoc connection. Please ad hoc my ass. My theory as to why Valve doesn't do quick play is because of cheaters. This is just a theory. I don't know, but I don't know. I'm not a technical guy, so I really have no idea if that's
Ad hoc translating from Latin to for this, or more loosely, for this moment, or when needed. When a player wanted to play on a server, for this moment, when the connection was needed, all they had to do was click on the server in the browser and join it directly. That's it. You simply got to start playing. If the server you desired was full, you could simply join a different server and play there while you waited for a slot to open. Killing time in one server while you waited for another was the norm, and the entire time, you were still playing the game, not sitting around and waiting. At the end of your playtime, if you liked the server, you could favorite it and return to it in the future. Or, if you disliked the server for any reason, you could blacklist it and then never see it again. Through the server browser, players were able to curate a list of servers over time, typically returning to the servers they preferred rather than selecting one at random every time they played. The server browser was a simple, intuitive system that had all of the functionality players needed to play. As such, over time, players would build up a list of regular servers where they would frequently meet the same players over and over again, eventually making friends, also known as communities. Player-hosted servers are the perfect environment.
This all still exists, though, right? This all still exists.
Get together and hang out. There were countless smaller player bases where everyone knew each other. This created server cultures with friendly bonds between players that encouraged them to interact.
Okay. I really don't want to like jump ahead of put my cart before the horse right now, but is this a whole argument going to be that community doesn't exist anymore in TF2? We're going to speed this up a little bit. Also, which is why I pause. Nom nom nom.
And have fun together. And in all, it took no time for players to dive into TF2, start playing, and find the servers that suited them best. And for most players, the experience that suited them best was vanilla Team Fortress 2. Aside from those aforementioned routes, what did vanilla TF2 look like? Vanilla TF2 consisted of several server settings and norms. First, ad hoc connections, allowing players to come and go from servers as they pleased. Second, pretty much every server ran map timers. A map would load in and would be played for a set period of time, typically anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. This allowed for long periods of uninterrupted playtime. You would complete as many rounds of TF2 that would fit within that time frame. Once the timer was up, the map would change to the next one in the server's rotation. Or many servers used a plugin where players could vote on the next map. This map vote appeared as you played, taking less than a second to interact with without interrupting your fun.
Imagine TF2 had like Euphoria, like Red Dead Redemption. Is it Euphoria engine? I feel like that wouldn't be as fun. Mainly because, number one, Euphoria doesn't really have a gore system, and TF2 does. And number two, Euphoria prides itself off of, like, physics combined with animation and combined with, like, high-fidelity graphical detail. And I don't know if that's necessarily crucial to the TF2 experience.
Third, if teams were heavily unbalanced, resulting in a steamroll where one team quickly loses to the other, teams would be automatically scrambled. This would shuffle players around at random and even things out for the next round. As the years went on, players were unsatisfied with having to wait for the game to perform that shuffle. In your normal round of TF2, it becomes apparent very quickly if the teams are unbalanced, so players developed a server plugin where a vote could be called for a scramble. This eventually became so popular that Valve added this vote as an official option some years later. So, as players trickled in and out of servers, and in tandem with scrambling features, team balance would even itself out as the players sorted.
That could be abused, though. Could that not be abused? Could the whole team scramble thing not be abused? Like, I imagine this system does not exist anymore because it was abused so much. Or it could be abused.
Themselves out. Fourth, players could
I guess, I don't know.
first join the server and were allowed to change teams at any time if there was a slot available. You want to help out the losing team for a challenge or out of pity? You could do this. You simply want to play defense or offense again? You could do this. You want to play with or against your friends on the same server? You could do this. Do you simply want to join your friends? You could join their server directly via that ad hoc connection and start playing with them immediately. Hell, joining servers to specifically play against your friends was very common practice, and oppositely, playing with a whole bunch of friends, known as team stacking, was very much frowned upon. The fifth and final.
Choosing internet shouldn't be confusing. It should be based on how you live.
Who cares if it was
Whether
frowned
you're a
upon?
casual streamer,
I also am not
a
streaming,
hardcore
by the way. I'm
super
just now
user, or a
noticing
smart, do-it-all.
that I'm not showing the video.
Facet of vanilla TF2 was that if teams weren't the same size, they would be automatically balanced. Given the design of TF2, this was a necessary feature, and most players accepted their fate as they vented their frustrations. Thanks to these vanilla server settings and norms, there was no short-term finality to the gameplay loop. If you were satisfied after 1 round or 20 rounds, you could come and go as you pleased. All of these factors, these vanilla game settings, and the era of the mid-2000s led to a culture of everyone logging on to play with their friends, play to have fun. Winning was de-emphasized, and secondary to hanging out with everyone and having a good time. Team Fortress 2 is by design a fun, social game for everyone. The gameplay was built to accommodate all skill levels at the same time in the same server. The developers even incorporated a bunch of features that encourage players to interact with each other, all of which have absolutely zero bearing on the gameplay. We have taunts, kill cams, text chat, voice chat, dominations, revenge, character voice fights. Hell, we even have a ton of achievements that entice players to interact with either the game and spending more time looking at the microtransactions.
Wait, okay. Do we have to go through all of this?
Main options menu. Here, players can search for
Problem with the example Zesty is showing, in my opinion, is that what he's doing is an action that would be too complicated for the average gamer. This like solution of just finding a server on the server browser that matches your blah 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 criteria that what does all this stuff. This is like way too complicated for the average gamer.
Sure, the server browser was dated and could have used some polish, but we already had all the functionality we could ask for. It just needed some streamlining. But regardless, let me be abundantly clear. By 2014, Quick Play was finally good. Not great, but good. At this point in TF2's lifespan, TF2 players had the most options for play and the most amount of freedom. What options did we have? Well, I'll summarize everything I've covered in this section. We had the tried and true server browser. You want to play on a specific map or a server, you could search for it and join.
Still exists, right?
Later, or blacklist it if you just liked it. You could find it and engage in any derivative form of TF2 you enjoy. We had Quick Play. The game would automatically search for a server with a game mode of your choosing. You could select Valve servers only, or both Valve and community servers. You had a variety of game settings to fine-tune your search. You could also use these settings to receive a uniquely curated list of servers, tailored just for you, potentially containing both Valve and community servers. If you wanted to access a Valve server, you weren't forced to use Quick Play because they were all available inside the server browser, and you could join them via ad hoc connections. And ultimately, if you were just lazy, all you had to do was click twice on two big dumb buttons and have the game do all of the work for you. Across all means of play, players could come and go as they please. You could play with or against friends as you please, thanks to ad hoc connections and team switching. If you were inside one server, be it a Valve or a community server, and wanted to be inside of another, you could queue for it by using server.
You know what's funny though is that like what I'm doing right now during this video, Zesty could argue based on. I don't think he could argue that though because I'm not making any money off of it. I think Ethan Klein's case largely depends on the fact that the people he's suing made money and also disenfranchised him from making money. I don't know. I also don't really know the legality of his lawsuit. But oh god, that sandwich was great. But I'm just trying to understand Zesty's point of view because I just don't understand it at all.
This massive list, this right here, this is what we had. This is how TF2 played. From early 2014 onwards, this was the best time to be a TF2 player. Back then, when the game and Valve respected a player's time and a player's agency. And I'll say this again, just to be abundantly clear as I can be, Quick Play was not perfect. It was not perfect. But doesn't a good functioning system with all of these options sound like a wonderful thing? Doesn't a system that placed you inside of vanilla Valve servers or also community servers with minimal interruption of gameplay loop before, during, and after gameplay sound like a great experience for the player? Doesn't it make logical sense to keep this system and then keep improving it by hammering out the kinks? Ha! Yeah, no, Valve didn't think so either. Why bother with that? When you can take all of this and then throw it out of the window for something else. Something worse. Far worse. Because all of this went out of the window in the blink of an eye. Because Valve committed to a tragedy of a decision that changed the course of this game forever. All thanks, my friends, to this. Team Fortress 2 was one of the first games to popularize the free-to-play live service model, but in 2011, this wasn't the industry standard yet, especially compared to today. So many players wondered why Valve would make TF2 such a successful game free-to-play at all. But Valve's motivation soon became very clear if you were paying attention. Entering the new decade, Valve was developing Dota 2, and before release, a key point was placed on making this game free-to-play at launch. The game would be kept afloat by selling player-made content inside of an in-game store, and of course, loot boxes, pages directly out of TF2's playbook. And Valve didn't stop there. They were also developing the next iteration of their critically acclaimed Counter-Strike series, Counter-Strike Global Offensive. And upon release in 2012, Valve wasted no time with monetizing that game. Less than 1 year after launch, Valve introduced a paid in-game campaign system, the Operation, a title, themed update, shipping brand new player-made content, yet more pages taken directly out of TF2's playbook. But with a new development, a Game Pass. Upon purchasing this Game Pass, players were granted access to new community-made maps via the game's matchmaking system. Pass holders also received an Operation Coin, which would track in-game stats and level up the more as you played on these new maps. Valve now had their vehicle for delivering new content into Counter-Strike, but maps alone weren't going to bring in the money. Thankfully, they had TF2's and Dota successes to rely on. Cosmetics. Valve extended the first operation by months.
Oh god, wow, he has to really explain all this? Is this really necessary?
Valve birthed a brand new microeconomy.
So basically he complains that the update...
But now, Valve had to retroactively incorporate this feature in order to facilitate competitive play. That matchmaking system was what Valve was spending most of their time on.
Because the competitive aspect. The betas, I don't know what this is.
A double rainbow? Now that's
I feel like the betas...
Not the
I
rainbow
just
burger.
wish this would go away.
voice.
Settings.
Hold on, let's go to the betas, because I feel like that's going to give me more idea.
As competitive TF2. The competitive mode beta first began with closed testing. Players were granted access via beta passes, which would generate new passes over time that could be traded to more. After enough seeding had taken place, Valve announced a series of public stress tests, which would be orchestrated inside of a Steam group. And as soon as that group opened up, thousands of players poured in, eager to see what Valve had been working on. And rightly so. Valve's new competitive mode was still shrouded in mystery. Streamers, YouTubers, competitive players, and even Valve themselves had been hyping up this impending competitive update for months now. Everyone was buzzing with anticipation and excitement. It was finally TF2's turn. It was finally this beloved game's chance to break out into the limelight, into the mainstream, to stand toe-to-toe, on par, as equals with some of the biggest esports titles in the world. Valve was finally giving TF2 the attention it so desperately deserved. The gates of the first stress test opened up on March 1st. Everyone dove in, geared up, ready to go, ready to usher in TF2's renaissance as the next big esport. Yeah, Valve's new competitive mode was a broken, shambling mess, plagued with massive, glaring problems, most of them intentional. First of all, the real reason why Valve went with team sizes of 6, other than minimizing the load on the matchmaking system and appealing to the already established competitive sixes scene, was because Valve already had a functioning lobby system for team sizes of 6. Man versus machine. Instead of creating a new lobby system, Valve simply copied MVM's matchmaker, slapped on a ranking system, and then called that competitive mode. Since Man versus machine and competitive mode piggyback off the same game coordinator, players queuing for Man versus machine were placed into competitive matches. How can you mess this up? Valve had been working on this for nearly 2 years, and this is what they had to show for it? This was already a massive red flag. And sure, by the second stress test, they fixed this problem, but the MVM hiccups paled in
Well, but these problems happen though. Like that's why it's a beta.
comparison to
Like it's, already the fact that first off, I think the big issue I have already is his tone. Of course, I'm even playing it like at a fast speed, but I can hear his tone where he is like, you know, being overly critical to Valve during a beta, which is like, I get that's a glaring like issue or whatever, that's a glaring bug that appeared, but clearly they patched that out. Like over time they fixed it. It's like it's just weird to take a jab at it like that. I don't know. Again, like this is my issue with Zesty Jesus at times, is that his tone comes off as hypercritical, which is very entertaining, and he does a very good job of being very accurate and very poignant with his ideas. I think the issue though is that he comes off as snarky in that process because he goes overboard with it to try to be funny, and he just comes off as like hypercritical, just like, you know, and kind of not like his opinion, like it almost like kind of lessens his opinion in a way because you're just you kind of don't enjoy that person.
Another massive flaw. During the first stress test, games would automatically end if a player disconnected. No bot filling the vacant slot. No fresh player getting plugged in. Nothing. Game over instantly. Players abandoning matches would receive timeouts as punishments, with increasingly longer cooldowns the more they abandoned, which also lowered their priority in the matchmaking queue once their time was up. And at face value, I'm sure nothing seems wrong with this. It makes sense to do this for a competitive mode, because that's what works for competitive games. But maybe, just maybe, instilling the idea that you can't abandon a game into a player base that traditionally, for 8 years prior, was always allowed to come and go as they pleased, might be a recipe for disaster. Sure enough, once open to the public, players abandoned games en masse, ending most competitive matches before they even started. This was a brain-dead decision on Valve's part, something that's not even seen in Counter-Strike, and these mass abandonments compounded with the single biggest problem with Valve's new competitive mode. Most matches didn't even start, not simply because someone abandoned the game, but because someone's game crashed due to forced graphic settings. Yes, Valve's new competitive mode would have forced graphic settings in a video game where custom graphical configs were almost a necessity thanks to its hideously unoptimized nature. A problem that Valve did nothing to address for years finally came back to bite them in the
I think a reason it couldn't address that for years, though, is because it's working off of all these different servers that exist, though, right? It's working off of all these different, like you know, every server has to be updated. And at the time, too, that technology was not perfected either. Like, but it has to adjust to that whole list of everything you just showed to get the game to run properly. You know, and run in a way where everything is loading incorrectly. And I imagine, this is just my guess as someone who's not a computer tech wizard guy. If I'm totally out of my ass on that, please correct me. But I just feel like every issue that he's complaining about in this part is because Valve was, I imagine, wanted to make this a competitive scene, and then what ended up happening is they discovered in the process, like, oh wait, a big issue with our game, if we want the longevity of this game in terms of, you know, in terms of people being able to make custom content, to build all these hats, to keep adding stuff to it, to keep building on it, we're gonna have to re-optimize this entire server system. That's my guess as to why Valve did this. It continues to do this whole quick casual thing.
Would be subject to hideous game performance, drastic drops in frames per second, frame drops as they played, stuttering, screen tearing, freezing. Sometimes their game would just go black and force them to restart TF2. You also could not use DX8, a setting that thousands of players relied on in order to run TF2 with playable performance. And as a result, countless players would abandon the game and also receive that timeout penalty. And then when that happened, that blatant copy and paste job of MVM quickly became apparent, because these timeout penalties carried over to man versus machine. Why? Were they truly unable to separate these two matchmakers? And if this was intentional, why would you punish someone for leading a competitive match by limiting their access to man versus machine? Other bizarre MVM bugs popped up.
I imagine they could have separated those two matchmakers, but at the time they were just trying to get the thing out, and like there was probably an issue that just wasn't worth the time to fix, like immediately.
Trying to queue for man versus machine would crash the game during the stress tests, and throughout all 9 of the competitive mode stress tests, yes, a total of 9 over the course of 2 weeks, there were.
To look up at the nighttime sky.
Bro, I
is to
hate
become a
ads
part
though.
of a long line
I
of
should really
people
maybe
throughout
investigate
human
into
history
like
who
finding a way to get rid of these ads.
Thousands, and I literally mean thousands of complaints from players about forced graphic settings, game crashes, abandonments, failed
Yeah,
connections.
okay, bro. Like, it's a beta. Calm down. Like,
Forced graphics, timeouts, and abandonments were hilariously out-of-touch oversights from Valve. Since the entire TF2 player base was accustomed to coming and going as they pleased, abandonments happened all the time, either because players didn't like the new game mode, they didn't like the map they ended up on because they couldn't pick it, or they had no choice other than leaving because their game crashed or they had performance issues. As a result, the vast majority of matches had uneven team sizes, 4v6, 3v2. This was the norm, not the exception. Timeout penalties, which should have prevented players from wanting to leave, did nothing to stop them, because you can't suddenly convince the entire TF2 player base to not leave a server when they always had that freedom for 8 years prior. What did Valve think was going to happen? That everyone would magically fall in line? As for the forced graphic settings, many normal players and most competitive players ran graphical configs or ran the game on DX8 to significantly improve their game performance, sometimes out of necessity, lest they be unable to run.
You know what's funny though is I think they figured out this formula now with Deadlock. This issue that he's referring to happens in Deadlock here and there, very occasionally. I imagine mainly it's because of people's hardware or because of other external forces. But this stress test was probably Valve trying to stress test a totally new aspect of their competitive features and whatnot. And I imagine this technology and what they learned from this carried over to things like Deadlock.
The game would force their settings and screw them over. The freedom to come and go as you pleased, HUDs, configs, and mods were all part of TF2's functionality and culture since launch, and now these things weren't permissible inside of Valve's new competitive mode, lest they break the game. This further proved that Valve had done almost no testing of this new system, and it showed that whoever was working on competitive matchmaking did not understand TF2, let alone play it. They forced graphic settings and timeouts, because this is how it works for Counter-Strike. No custom HUDs or visual mods, everyone on the same playing field, and punishing players for leaving a game. Remember, Valve explicitly told those visiting competitive players back in 2015 that they were going to model TF2's competitive mode after Counter-Strike, and lo and behold, the TF team at the time just so happened to be sharing an office with the Counter-Strike team.
And they said this whole one section was TF2 and it looked close.
No, it was
they
shared one with CSGO.
They also said that some of the new people they had hired recently wanted to work on TF2. A lot of veterans have moved on to other things, but some of the newer people that they added wanted to work on TF2.
He said the only couple of people who've been working on TF2 since the start was Dave and Eric. They've been there since 2007 since the game was released, and before that they were working on it up to the roots as well. So.
See, but this criticism just boils down to Valve made a business error, which just happens.
In the CSGO department or Dota department that have
all right. So basically, yeah, they all work for Valve. I get it. That's.
Sunday, Valve was avoiding the two biggest concerns from early beta testers, which were primarily top competitive players, no class restrictions, and no weapon bans. Nothing that resembled their preferred means of competitive play was present, other than the smaller team sizes. Thanks to this, the balancing for this new competitive mode was in complete disarray. As I've made apparent several times so far, vanilla TF2's balancing doesn't work for team sizes of 6.
Got it.
Revoke kick. This was inexcusable. When there was a cheater or someone went AFK, players could do nothing. They were now forced to abandon ship and take the timeout punishment for themselves. Queue times were further compounded by the sheer volume of people cramming into the game coordinator. Valve's matchmaker simply could not keep up. If by some miracle players got into a match and it played to completion, it would be over within minutes. The non-functional skill-based matchmaking and ranking systems weren't addressed, resulting in steamroll after steamroll after steamroll. Steamrolls were further compounded by players abusing those mechanics otherwise banned in 6s, but balanced for team sizes of 12. And to top it all off, matches still ended instantly if someone disconnected. So, no one stuck around to endure a 6v5 match. I cannot stress enough just how miserably broken competitive mode was at launch. Valve willfully pushed it out like this. Everything was functioning exactly as they intended. Valve couldn't make any changes to competitive mode. TF2 was going to be an esport now, so competitive mode had to function like this. Rounds couldn't continue if someone left. Otherwise, how could the matchmaker score players to balance the next match? Valve had to force graphic settings, so all players were fairly on the same playing field. Valve could not impose class limits or weapon bans, or properly balance this game mode, because then vanilla TF2 and competitive TF2 wouldn't be the same game, and it wouldn't usher the existing player base into their new esport. Thanks to Valve's unwillingness to accept that their competitive mode simply could not succeed, it was dead on arrival. It shipped in a pathetically broken state, resulting in a total disaster. Even without all of the technical issues, this new competitive mode was doomed from the start. It was made to appeal to everyone, but ended up appealing to no one. Aside from its novelty, this game mode was quite literally a bridge to nowhere. No one wanted this bizarre hybrid between vanilla TF2 and competitive 66.
Wow, he spends a lot of time really railing at the competitive. We get it, man. Competitive just did not pan out. I'm pretty sure.
Competitive mode failed to meet competitive players' expectations. They didn't want this. They wanted their own.
Thank God I'm two-timing this video.
Why would they bother with this new mode? This was just pseudo vanilla TF2 with smaller team sizes. So wipe it up with all of the rules, the lack of functionality.
By the way, while he's complaining about all this, I want to also argue and say that. During all this, you could still play TF2 as normally, just into casual.
Forced graphics, the timeout penalty. Why bother when the normal game was right there?
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Quick play was gone, replaced with a brand new game mode with its own skill-based matchmaking, casual mode. Valve learned from their stress tests that there was no way to convince the entire established player base to abide by the new rules and requirements for competitive mode, and they knew that most players would not engage with an optional game mode that they traditionally did not care about. So, Valve had to force them to care. They had to forcefully convince the player base to take TF2 seriously, to treat it competitively. So Valve restructured their entire game, so players would be forced to abide by those new rules. Valve was so certain that their competitive mode would work, that TF2 would become their next esport, that they mangled their entire game into a vehicle for their competitive mode, just as Valve intended, exactly as they told those competitive players. They used Counter-Strike as their model. Casual play and competitive play are almost one for one the exact same game, just with smaller team sizes and slightly different rules. Players engage with casual mode to learn the mechanics, and then graduate to competitive play. This was a sad, pathetic joke. Even the name casual was a farce. Casual implies that the normal vanilla game, the way most people enjoyed TF2 for almost a decade, was now the lesser way to play. This fed into the warped notion that Valve's competitive mode was now the real game, the way it was truly meant to be played. From now on, normal vanilla TF2 was to be an organized, competitive light experience with real winners and real losers. Players were now forced into a rigid, structured system that strongly encouraged winning and trying their hardest. This wasn't merely a paradigm shift imposed by nomenclature of the update, no sir. Now, there were real, tangible stakes. All of vanilla TF2 now used a skill-based matchmaking system. Your performance, winning and losing, would now directly impact the quality of your playtime.
But okay, but everything he's complaining about right now, everything that he mentioned in his prime still exists. Does it not? Like every little aspect he talked about, oh, here's all this fun stuff that you used to be able to do within TF2, like as a community and blah blah blah, still exists. Well, but the matches you get are already, no matter what it is, it's better. Like, it's just, I don't know, I've never felt like the matches were never good that I've played within TF2.
This is a team-based game. Other players would now impact the scoring of your performance and therefore the quality of your matches.
But this that existed though, did it not? That was always the case.
In one way?
All of this, everything, was disgustingly antithetical to everything TF2 was built upon. For 8 years prior, there was no punishment for losing or benefit to winning, other than the personal satisfaction. TF2 was explicitly designed to be a chaotic and free-for-all experience, where players were always allowed to take the game
Still is.
with as much or as little coordination as they desired. But now, instead of encouraging continued play because the game is fun, a matchmaking system now told players, you need to win in order for the game to become fun. And to what end? Why should the common player be forced to treat TF2 like an esport? Why impose this on everyone to reach this end game? Of what, exactly? An esports tournament with some mythically massive prize pool? Yeah, where less than a fraction of a percent of any player base reaches, usually through manufactured teams with bot players from other countries. This is hard proof that Valve no longer cared about Team Fortress 2. It was now to be a vehicle for competitive play, for esports, no matter the cost. No adjective is strong enough to describe the sheer ignorance of it all. Hell, players hadn't even touched casual mode yet. All of this was apparent if you read this tiny paragraph on the update page. No one expected casual mode. No one wanted casual mode. Vanilla players didn't ask for this. Competitive players didn't ask for this. Literally, no one. Valve gave zero indication, not even a hint that they were going to do this. Casual mode came completely out of left field and popped all of us in the head. Again, everyone expected that whatever matchmaking system Valve implemented would get placed into its own game mode, like man versus machine, and that quick play would remain. Then, at the very least, mean your match would have only amounted to an overwhelming disappointment of a competitive mode. But no, Valve had just completely gutted their own game. In fact, casual mode came as a shock, namely because Valve had continued updating quick play just a few months prior. And here's something even more insane. When casual mode was implemented, Valve introduced a brand new user interface, this hideous lobby screen, but the old quick play UI wasn't removed. It was hidden, and you can still access this with console command. Pastime, a game mode that was in beta during quick play, was officially released with Meet Your Match. Pastime's quick play artwork looks like a blueprint, and it had a tag signifying that it was still in beta. But when Meet Your Match arrived, if you pulled up this now hidden quick play UI, Pastime's artwork was updated, no longer a blueprint, and the beta tag was now gone. This isn't an image filter either. Someone went in, manually changed the artwork, and removed that beta tag. So it seems like in the update that removed quick play, Valve also updated quick play. This is the smoking gun showing that this new casual mode was hand-fizzed into the game last minute, likely within the preceding month, so it could stand toe-to-toe with Overwatch, because Overwatch had casual and competitive modes. CSGO had casual and competitive modes. Therefore, Team Fortress 2 needed that too. And if this wasn't evidence enough for you, that this brand new casual mode was a rushed last-minute decision brought about by the incompetence of new hires at CSGO developers, the dumpster fire that is Day 1 should be. Day 1, casual mode functioned exactly like competitive mode, except with team sizes of 12, random crits, and random bullet spread. The matchmaking system would try to find 24 players first and then populate a server. The game would not begin until all 24 players were found. Naturally, this resulted in hideously long queue times. Players were waiting 5, 10, 20, sometimes 30 minutes or more for a single game. Despite all warnings, Valve attempted to matchmake 24 players at the same time. If a player base the size of Counter-Strike's can barely handle team sizes of 5, how on earth did Valve expect for this to work? This is yet even more evidence that casual mode was rushed. Valve more than likely just copied.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ! I have to hear all of this though. Come on. All right, here we go.
Miserably broken casual mode is by taking you from its update history. 7 days after Meet Your Match is launched, Valve allowed for players to select specific maps for casual mode. If it only took a week to do this, why not have delayed the update for at least this feature? It would have softened the blow. And what's sad about this change is that players were gaslit into thinking that.
Oh my god, they had to wait 7 days. Unbelievable.
to play on a specific map inside of the Valve server, something that before Meet Your Match, the server browser, the show servers option, and ad hoc connections let them do anyways, while players could now narrow their selection of maps instead of queuing for an entire game mode. This map menu created several new problems. Players were now presented with a massive wall of options, a familiar situation to the server browser. The game does nothing to show off any of these maps or game modes. Many players, especially newer players, won't touch maps they've never seen nor heard of before. And many players, especially newer players, won't bother scrolling through this massive list. It's clumsy and not streaming.
I clearly though, the fact that I think they had like the highest player count fairly recently, like about a year or two ago with TF2, proves though that all of this criticism is like just...
Everyone watching this certainly has a map that they would not want removed if presented with bad water or red space. Which one would you have stay in the game? Unfortunately, that decision wouldn't be up to you. It would be up to Valve, and I don't trust them. Long story short.
Alright, got it. Alright, I am gonna real quickly go to use the restroom again. And also kind of clean up around here a little bit, and then I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna wrap up the stream, I think. I will probably try to get back to that video at a later point. I just feel like maybe watching over stream is not the right move. But I'm gonna come back and we're gonna stream to Deadlock, and then I'm gonna call it a night. But yeah, give me 2 seconds, guys. Thanks for watching. And I return. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. I had to use the restroom real quick and also just move some things. I could play some Deadlock, or I could play some Team Fortress 2. I do want to kind of ask the audience what they think. I'm going to give it like maybe a few minutes before I really decide. But if you are still watching, give me a second, actually. I might have to actually cancel my stream very soon here. 1 second. My buddy is on Xbox Live. I have been streaming for 2 hours. I've been doing a good job. Give me a second. I will take priority over my good friend here who wants to play Xbox chat. But I can't. Okay, all right. The stream is ending now. I apologize if you waited. I feel like I do that a lot. I apologize. Thanks everyone who tuned in, though. Appreciate everyone watching. Appreciate everyone who subscribed. Soldier, thank you for tuning in. Gibbous. Also, I want to shout out Claymore sounding. Appreciate the chats. Appreciate the chatters. And yeah, if you check out my other stuff that I do on YouTube, and I also was streaming this on X.com, so that'll be interesting. I wonder if I'll get analytics for that.